Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. This is your friend Abhishek, but not a financial advisor, and today we are going to talk about Novo Nordisk. Yes, this stock has been trending, but not in a nice way. And this video is on request because many people were asking me, can you please explain your opinion on why Novo Nordisk has been trending just downwards? Is this the right time to buy or enter into Novo Nordisk? Or if you are already an investor, is it the right time to just close your position on Novo Nordisk? We will answer all those questions and also my personal strategy, what I am personally doing with Novo Nordisk, okay? So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first thing first, at the time of recording this video, Novo Nordisk is trading at $48.38, which is definitely lower than many people who would have entered into this company, okay? Many were entering at $60 thinking that this stock would double and go to $120 or $130 and so on and so forth. So if you have not been dollar cost averaging any particular company, this could be a lesson for you guys, that don't dump all of your money into one particular stock first of all, and don't go all in at once. Keep some money aside for dollar cost averaging because this market is crazy. And even if the market is not crazy, I would never dump all of my money into one particular stock in one go. These are two mistakes in a single action. Anyways, that's a different topic, but $48.38. If you guys have conviction in this company, then if you guys were liking or loving this company at $60, then $48 is not a bad choice. But this principle should go on for those companies whose fundamentals are not changing. In case of Novo Nordisk, we see that the fundamentals might take a hit. Anyways, at the time of recording this video, the P ratio in the trailing 12-month period is sitting at 13, which came down from 16 or 17, which was already on the lower end, but now it's at 13. But this might change on 6th of August. Yes, so the next earnings for Novo Nordisk is on 6th of August. And if you guys would like to have an updated video, then please do let me know in the comment section down below. I will make an updated video on the earnings from Novo Nordisk, okay? Now, why this bloody stock is falling? So these were the old results, what you see on the screen. Operating profit was increasing by 22%. Sales in the US increased by 20%, everything double digits. Sales within diabetes and obesity, which are the two main segments for Novo Nordisk, they grew by 21%. So not bad, right? But what exactly happened now? So for the 2025 outlook, sales growth is now expected to be at 13 to 21%. So now you might wonder that 13 to 21% is still double digits. Yes, but Novo Nordisk was growing at a much faster rate, and now they have revised. This is the revised outlook. And operating profit growth is supposed to be now expected to be at 16 to 24%. Now, the sales and operating profit growth is now expected to be 3 and 5% lower than what they projected, respectively. So this is the reason why the stock is falling. And what is the reason behind this revised expectation or projections? Is the updated sales outlook reflects lower than planned penetration of branded GLP-1 treatments in the US. We'll get on to that why GLP-1 has a bigger impact on this renewed outlook. Impacted by compounded GLP-1s, you might not know what they're hinting at, but I will let you know. Novo Nordisk is focused on preventing unlawful compounding. Again, this is a key word, and further expanding access in the US with around 1 billion people living with obesity globally and few million on treatment. Novo Nordisk continues the global rollout of Wegovy. So here you can see that the net sales was growing by 19%, okay? And operating profit 22%. Net profit was 14%. But of course, this is again revised. Actually, this is not the first time, guys, that Novo Nordisk has revised their own projections. This is the second time in the same year. Yes. So the CEO in the first quarter 2025 said, we delivered 18% sales growth and continued to expand the reach of their innovative GLP-1 treatments. However, they have reduced their full year outlook due to the lower than planned GLP-1 penetration and rapid expansion. And they are actively focused on preventing unlawful and unsafe compounding. So in the previous slide, you saw that I mentioned that you might not get the hint what they are hinting at. This is Hims. So Hims is the company who are making these compound drugs, which does not require FDA approvals. So if you guys are a Hims investor like me, then this might be a negative point in regards with HIMSS, because they might try the level best, everything in their power, to remove HIMSS from the competition for their obesity and weight loss drug. And this is going to be a huge battle between Novo Nordisk or other companies as well, like Eli Lilly and Hims and Hers, because Hims and Hers is not following the conventional route of selling drugs. So this might be a problem from either Hims and Hers or these big giants. We don't know. It really depends on the results and the views of the consumers. Let's see where it goes. Within R&D, we are pleased to have completed the last pivotal trial of our next generation obesity treatment and cagrilintide, and to have filed for US approval for oral semaglutide 25 mg with the potential to be the first oral GLP-1 treatment for obesity. Let's see where this goes. So like I mentioned, diabetes and obesity are one of the biggest segments for Novo Nordisk. And here is the proof. So you can see GLP-1 diabetes and obesity concludes the majority of their sales. Their top line growth, the reason for the top line growth are these two diseases. So that's why one of these drugs, when got a hit, so GLP-1, as you can see, holds a much bigger part of their revenue. So when GLP-1 got a hit and the penetration is becoming tougher for GLP-1 and the obesity drug, that's why they had to revise their outlook. And now we can see that how Novo Nordisk has performed with their GLP-1 drug. In last 3 years, you can see the growth. So you can imagine that they are the market leaders in GLP-1 drug. They hold around 62% of the market share. So how this is impacting their market when Hims is entering with a non-conventional method. But there's a silver lining to this. GLP-1 is supposed to be a $126 billion market. That means a compound annual growth rate of 30%. So just imagine, Novo Nordisk now already is a market leader in GLP-1 drug and is holding 62% of the market share. If it continues to do so, then majority of this $126 billion sales revenue could come into Novo Nordisk pocket. So Novo Nordisk will definitely try to acquire the majority of this market. And if Novo Nordisk succeeds, then this price, at the price which Novo Nordisk is trading at, is pennies. We will get onto that in a moment as well. Okay guys, so now let's talk about, is it the right time to buy Novo Nordisk? What are the risks? And what could be the future stock price for Novo Nordisk? So this is going to be a Novo Nordisk stock price analysis. So right now, their EPS is 23.54. And this is Danish krones, okay? Now, if we convert it into USD, this translates to $3.50 or something. Yeah, $3.50. And now let's imagine if we think that Novo Nordisk can only grow by 10 to 11%. Okay, we are taking a really conservative approach here and we are taking the lower end of their projections. So if Novo Nordisk can really grow at a 10% compound annual growth rate, then this $3.5 could translate into a $5.64 EPS. And now the trailing 12-month period PE is trading at 13. Okay, so if we take 15 PE ratio, because before this downfall they were trading at 16, so I think the worst has been baked into this company and they have lowered the guidance and the CEO has changed. So this resolves the problem for the new CEO as well. So CEO might want to target a lower, expectation so that they can fulfill and they can exceed their expectations. So I think they are playing an underdog. And this might really play in well for the new CEO. By the way, the new CEO has been working for this company for the last 33 years. So it's not an outsider. This might really be a good thing for Novo Nordisk from here. So recalling the guidance and renewing the projections, it's not that bad as it looks like, okay? Yes, there are a few negative red flags, which I already mentioned. So they are targeting a market where there's a huge competition, Eli Lilly as well, and of course our Hims and Hers. But now they are at the dip, in my personal opinion. So if we take $5.3 into consideration, the EPS with just 10% compound annual growth rate and 15p, we get a price target of $79.5, as you can see. And that would mean 60 to 65% upside potential from right here, okay, from here. So this is the worst case scenario in my personal opinion. And now, if we just take, let's say, if the company could grow at 15%, so if we just enter here 15% and we calculate, then we get an EPS of $7 right here. So just now for $7, we just put 15 PE into 7 and we get $105. So that's almost double from here, more than double. So it's at 48 right now. 96 would be the double. So it's more than double. So in my personal opinion, this double 2x is still or might still be a bit conservative. Why? Because right now, the whole healthcare sector has been under scrutiny. A part has been because of the US government, all the new laws, which is hitting the healthcare, the insurance companies, and also these drug makers as well. So the investors are not so optimistic about the whole healthcare sector. And that's why the P ratios or the multiples are on the really low side. Just imagine if the company could grow at 15 to 20% from here. We don't know yet, but we will see that in the coming quarters, because this might take quarters to reveal the real valuation, which we would be comfortable enough to pay for. So as more quarters come into play and we see more earnings, and if even the company could grow between 12 to 15%, which is still on the lower end of their guidance, if they could still manage to do that, and beat their own expectations, then I do believe that the P ratio could even go beyond 15 or 20 and all the multiples could really expand. And that's why I do believe that this is a good opportunity. So what is my personal action and what my Patreons are doing in our community? We are just averaging down Novo Nordisk right now. Of course, we are down on Novo Nordisk. 10 to 20%, and we are just buying more. Okay, we are not dumping a lot of money into the healthcare sector, but yes, the healthcare sector is the only sector right now which seems to be really undervalued. So we are taking an advantage of this undervaluation because the whole market is like pumping like no other. We of course are investing regularly in our expanded market segments and industries as well. But now a bit more focus is on the healthcare sector. Of course, the healthcare sector is the sector which might take a lot of time to give us returns, but international markets and healthcare sectors are the only way for us to go right now. Of course, we have not stopped our monthly investment plans, but that's what we are doing right now. So that's it for Novo Nordisk, guys. If you guys would like to have my personal opinion on the earnings report, which will come on the 6th of August, do let me know. And I'll definitely make a revised video on Novo Nordisk. That's it for now. Signing off. And if you guys would like to join our powerful community, then the link will be in the description below. Feel free to join us. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.